Hey Flosstube, welcome back to the Twisted Stitcher. My name is Alicia and this is my channel all about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 2 for me and it is titled The Unfinished Whips. These are the ones I've been dragging through the years and I call it cross stitch baggage. I've had plenty of time to get them done, I just haven't. It's probably because I've got bored with them. I go back on occasion and I'll put in some stitches here, stitches there. So they are getting worked, but it's a slow working. You know, I've picked up the 1 strand a day. Some of them I try to do 1 strand a week. A little movement's better than none, but you take a win where you can get it, right? So we're going to go over those today. I've got one piece from 2009. The rest of them are going to be from 2020 coming up to now. I'm going to save the newest stuff for another video. So I'm going to break it, you know, breaking it down so it's a little easier than, you know, a 3-hour whip parade. Although I enjoy those because I can stitch and just listen, and every once in a while I'm guilty. I look up and see what they're working on, or I'll look up to see every time they change. We're all guilty, but just to have a constant somebody talking in the background and you listen, that's what we all do. We're all guilty of it. So anyway, that's my thought process on all of this. So we're going to go through those slow movers today. The cross stitch baggage. I do want to say thank you very much to all of the new subscribers and the ones that liked my videos, or my last video, because that was the first one, and then the comments that people were nice enough to leave me, welcoming me into the cross stitch community. We're all here for the same reason, and I appreciate from the bottom of my heart. It's very honoring to know that I'm just out here to show you what what I've worked on, what I've done over the years, and you guys accepted me and I have these subscribers and things, and I'm already further than I ever thought I would be. So I am very much grateful for that, and I'm only 2 videos in right now. So let's get on to some other stuff. So the first one I want to show you is a Dimensions kit. This is called Victorian Charm. Overall, it's going to be an 8 by 17 completed. This is a piece that I'm doing for my mom. She loves the Victorian era. So this one, I know it's been out a long time, but I don't know how long it's been out. But I'm sure it's probably been out since the early 2000s. The side right here, the way it's listed, it's very close to some of the other Dimensions kits that I've had. So I'm thinking it's somewhere around that same time. So this one is called Victorian Charm, and I'm sure that you've seen it around. It's about 42,000 stitches, just a little over 42,048 stitches in total. It'll be 8 by 17 when it's completed. Let me bring it in for you so you can see. I think I have the fan on, so you're probably going to have the same problem with the movement. The fan's going to be blowing it. Let me bring it out a little bit so you can see. There you go. Okay, so that is that one. And let me get my board. It worked out pretty well last time, so I'm going to do the board again. And I did not iron any of these pieces, so I apologize. I had the ring right here because I finished back stitching this part the other night. So this piece is completely done. This piece is now completely done, back stitch and all. This area right through here is completely done. This area above the door and the door area, this section right here, is done. But you can see, like right here where I stopped doing back stitching on the steps, because there's so much stuff in one small area, it's like once you get it stitched, I found it easier for me to go ahead and back stitch everything there is in that particular area. So just like this, when I finished, I back stitched this area before I moved on to the next piece. So this one's done. Now this one's done. I have to finish right through here in the flowers, and then I can stitch this area. I can back stitch it. And then this piece, like I said, has already been done, so this, it would connect. I need to finish some stuff on this. This one has like a blue on blue, like stitching blue on blue, and it is very hard to see. This Ada is 18 count navy Ada. It come in the kit, and I had to buy a light. So when I put it in a hoop and I hold it, the light will filter through the back of the material in order to help see the holes in it. I mean, it is horrible. It is not user friendly, that's for sure. Not for this user anyway. So I have struggled trying to get this on here. You see right here? Let's see if I can get the rings. You see that? That is stitching this blue purple on this blue background on the blue Ada, and it is hard to see. If you don't point it out, you're not going to see it. So that makes it very hard because it's trying to do like 3 different shades of this blue on the, as you know, like clouds in the night sky or whatever. It's just a lot, and it's hard to see. So I still have some to do on this side. It's slowing me down, but I put so much work into this in a short period of time. I think I just hit a burnout mode. So I'm starting to come back to it little by little. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty detailed. It has full cross and half stitch in it, to give texture. And you can see like right through here where it looks like, and it causes the stitches to look like they're not like I stitched like a bunch of crappy stitches, but it's not. It's that they lay flat. They just, it builds texture in the trees, and the way the light hits the trees at dark, it shows different, it looks like different textures. So that is this one. Getting closer to that one. Getting closer to done. I'll be glad too. Holy moly. That navy blue is hard. That's a struggle. That's a struggle. All right. So this is my love-hate piece. I love this image. I still love this image. But I cannot stand to work on this thing. This is also a dimensions kit. This one is going to be a 14 by 11, like in a landscape. So it's going to be longer than it is, or it's going to be wider than it is long. This one came out in 2007. I purchased it in 2009. And it's called Glory of Autumn. I like the old-timey rustic type feel, and this puts me right in that time frame. I love that. This one I bought in 2009, and I've tried to do like one strand a day on this. That was asking too much. I can't stand to work on this. I love the image. I wish it was completely done so I can wash it, frame it, and hang it. But I can't work on this one. I don't know what happened. I hit like a major burnout, and I have absolutely no intention whatsoever of trying to stitch this. I've tried different methods. I've even thought about trying to crop the image, but I would still have to put a little bit of work in it in order to get it to a safe spot to actually make it still look decent by cropping it. Or I just can't. I hate this piece. And I have no idea why. That's the thing. I don't understand why I hate this piece as much as I do. But I love the image. Love it. Cannot work on it. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem. Let me adjust here so you can see. So from like right here, this way is completely done, back stitch and all. So I thought about trying to crop it somewhere around here, but I would still have to do this. There's an orange tree that's right here that's like this, like this. There's one right here. I would still have to do that, and I'd have to finish the roof, and I'd have to back stitch the roof here, finish some of this, finish some back stitching on the building, and this way here, finish some of the water before I'd be able to crop it. But then it looks funny, it just looks funny. It doesn't look completed. So trying to crop it is not the answer either. So I was thinking maybe if I cropped it like right here, but to me it just looks funny. It looks like a little shack of some sort. Like, where's the rest of the picture? So it does make it look like that. Let me bring this in. I love this tree. It's my favorite part of this entire picture. It's beautiful, but then it starts getting into the part that I did not complete. And the edge of it, I believe, is right here. So, I mean, obviously there's not a whole lot left. And I think there's two little ducks down here. So I have this little bit of water in here, which is pretty much like block stitching. But I just can't get there. So it's not much. Let me show you for comparison. There's not a lot left. I just can't get there. I wish I knew why I feel the way I do about this piece, but I just don't know. It was like I was gung-ho about it, and then one day I wasn't, and then as the days go by, just not any. I just can't. Matter of fact, I actually threw that thing in the trash. My husband went to put something in the trash, and he pulled that thing out, came down the hallway, and was like, "What is this?" Like he just picked up a dirty towel or something, or dirty sock off the floor. He came in, "What is this?" And I was like, "Where'd you get that?" He said, "I got it out of the trash." "Why was it in there?" I said, "I put it in there on purpose." He was like, "You've put a lot of time and energy in that." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm just done with it." So he won't let me throw it away. So it'll go back in the box, and it'll go back in one of my, in this box back here, and it'll go in. I've even left it out on the counter, or on this table back here, or this, the table back here, this bookshelf. Not a bookshelf. What is this thing? Holy moly. Whatever. This table. We'll just call it a table. I put it out here. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it out so I can walk by it, I can see it. And then maybe it'll rekindle, like, I really need to finish that, and then I'll finish it, right? No. I walk by it and I look down, I'm like, ugh, and I'd get more and more aggravated with it. And then finally I just had to, it was out probably about 3 months. I was like, the thing's going to get dusty if it stays out. So I packed it back up. I put it in its container. I just can't. I don't know. So, all right. So moving on to something happier. So this one is Tobin Baby. This is a birth sampler. It's called Balloon Ride. This one is for my daughter. I have always wanted a birth sampler for her, but I never found one that I really, my glasses are sliding down my face, never found one that I really truly liked until I ran across this one. And I found this one in 2020. My daughter was born in 2007, so she's not a baby anymore, but I love this one and I plan on finishing it. It's just slow because of the bees. The bees in this are, they're off the chain. Okay, so it has a lot of block color. This is Tobin Baby. It's called Balloon Ride Birth Sampler. It has a lot of block color in it. It's got a lot of back stitch in it also. The bees are like all over, which is one of the prettiest pieces of the pattern. I love these. I love these bees. It's beautiful, right? But those bees are like 2 different shades of yellow. There's only like 5 stitches of one color, 5 stitches of another. There's like 6 colors of brown. And then there's this white for the wings, and then it's trimmed in blue in some parts, and it's trimmed in brown in other parts, and it's like there are so many things. These bees are not very big at all, and yet they are so tedious. So this one's going to be an 11 by 14. It is on 14 count white Aida. This was a kit, so everything was included. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. I purchased this from Amazon.com in 2020. And this is where I am. I was working in this area here last time. I had it on a bigger hoop. I apologize. It is not ironed. Let me see if I can pull some of the wrinkles out of it. Let me zoom in here so you can see the bees. And I like how the colors are between the bees and the stars, the bee and the star, and it's like green, and they keep oscillating colors as it goes around the image. Let's see if I can get it on this side. It's kind of hard to see going down. Bees are not but the size of your finger, your fingernail. And come in. It's a very cute pattern. She is a Pearl Harbor baby. She was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. This spot right here is where her name is going to go. I just haven't put it in there yet. I still have part of this ribbon. It's a purple. Okay, now you want to start falling. So there's a purple bow right here, and you can see where it runs like this. It runs down, obviously, down the other side. I still have a little bit of, I believe there's some back stitch right through here somewhere in this pillow. I think I still have to trim across here, and I have to finish these bees, but those bees are ridiculous. Let me come in on the basket so you can see again. It's very, very cute. Very cute. getting closer. But this is Balloon Ride by Tobin Baby. The next one I'm going to show you is one of my husband's pieces. He likes the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So he was like, so do you think you could do something for me? I was like, yeah, let me take a look and see what I can come up with. So it took me a while to come up with something. Finally, I found this, and I remember seeing this years ago, like in the big, like Michael's, AC Moore, the bigger stores that I can remember. But anyway, I couldn't find, so the 80s Ninja Turtles were bulkier. They were like they were muscular built. And the Ninja Turtles that they have out now are not like that. They're more cartoonish, per se. So, this is the one that he wanted, and I found it. This one right here. So this one is by Mirage Studios. This is from 1990. This is printed in 1990. So it has this pattern. It has this pattern, and then the free bonus pattern that it has included is this red banner right here. It just says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles without the turtles in it. That's the free pattern. It just has the big the banner. So this is like cardboard, and it opens, and then once it unfolds. So it's like 4 of these going up and around. So it's a big piece. I found this on eBay. This was as close as I could find to anything Ninja Turtle like what we grew up on. So we were born, my husband and I were born in the 70s. So in the 80s, we got the first generation of Ninja Turtles. So when he's saying, I want that Ninja Turtle, I knew what he was talking about. The newer ones are a little more kiddified. So anyway, my husband wanted the authentic Ninja Turtles. And I got this from eBay in 2024. I found it at $4 on eBay. And I had it in about 4 days, which was surprising. So anyway, this is this one. I am about right here, right at the moment. I have not finished the guy in red, which is Raphael. He was my turtle. When I was growing up, he was mine. But the way the pattern, I started from the center and I worked this way, and then I worked up so I could come back across. So right now you see, well, you see from the waist down on him, and you see his face, and you see this. Let me show you that one. This one, I believe is supposed to be a 7 by 10 and a quarter. So he's going to be kind of long. And this is what I have so far. So this is the waist of Raphael when he comes down. And this is the blue from, was it Michelangelo? I think it's Michelangelo. No, this is Leonardo. My bad. Leonardo. Michelangelo is the orange and Donatello is the purple. So this is where I am. He'll be happy to see his turtles done. Everybody knows the next one for sure, for sure. This one is, I purchased on Etsy. This one is from Ninny Designs. You can see right there. Ninny Designs. This is actually Spider-Man 3. It's like a depiction of the actual movie from 2007. This would be Tobey Maguire. In this one, according to my husband's knowledge of Spider-Man, he said the suit is what gave it away, because apparently each time they make one of these movies they change the costume, so obviously it's a different person playing, and then the image of the spider in this particular suit tells him that it is Tobey Maguire. This movie came out in 2007, so this is actually Spider-Man 3, not 2. But this is Spider-Man. He was my first full coverage. He was like 31,000, so 31,000 stitches, a little over 31,000 stitches. And bring him in. He looks really good. Really good. I have less than 6,000 stitches before he is done. And it is great, because I'll be glad to see Spider-Man done. He's been lingering a little too much, a little too long. So this is Spider-Man. He's turning out really, really good. And you come into his eye. You can see his eye pretty well in the center of his face. His other eye is going to be right here. So I have this area, I have this area, and there obviously there's some ninja stitches going across, like through his hands, and there's a couple spaces coming through here that I need to finish. But you can definitely tell this is Spider-Man. And my husband is so excited. He's like, when you get that done, when are you going to get that done? So, he's looking forward to Spider-Man being done also. The next one is a Joy Sunday. This one is called Flamingo Dance. My daughter likes flamingos. So, this was a kit. This is a stamped project also. I requested a 14 and they sent it to me in an 11 count. One thing I can definitely tell you about this. They have backstitch. There's not a whole lot, but there is some backstitch in this project. But they printed the backstitch on the material. So when you stitch over, you stitch over the back stitch. So if you don't keep that one piece of paper, the paper chart that comes with it, you'll never know where the back stitch is supposed to be. So keep that in mind when you are working on some of your projects, especially if they have back stitch. Try to keep up with your pieces, because if you lose them, you could potentially not know where your backstitch goes. So this is Joy Sunday. It's called Flamingo Dance, and is an 11 count. This one is approximately 12 and a half by 16 and a half, but I think it's the reason it's so big is because it's on 11 count. It's called Flamingo Dance. You can see the back stitching in it here. But when you're stitching all the shades of pink, you stitch right over top of like this black. You can't see it when you're stitching it. The pattern is clear, so I didn't have an issue with that. I got this one from Amazon. I think I paid like $9 for it. It's cute. I'm not ready for the back stitch for sure. And here is, and of course when it's a stamped cross stitch, you can't see what you have stitched and what you haven't. So you can see the top is completely done, but there's some like right through here and in this flamingo. Some of it's done, some of it isn't. And you can see like right here, you can see where some of the back stitch is, but I have to go back and use the paper to fill in the back stitch. Now if you look up here, there's these lines up here. There's all like down in here, there's these squiggly lines that come all the way up and come around almost like that, and they're down here too. So I'm gonna have to have the paper in order to do the back stitching that actually comes up into his body where I've stitched over top of it. Kind of stinks the way they do that, but I mean, it works for some. But this is Flamingo Dance, and it's, let me show you again. It's a cute little pattern. It's super cute. And that's my daughter's piece. And yeah, this is another Joy Sunday. I have 1, 2, 3 Joy Sunday in this one. I think one of them my daughter took was a Joy. Oh no, it wasn't either. That was one I had gotten a stamped cross stitch pattern. That was the first one I had ever gotten, and the pattern was not printed correctly. So like the symbol was like this red line running diagonal, and it was like the red had bled, so it looked more like a triangle, and they had a red triangle also. So in the pattern where I was supposed to be stitching the color that was supposed to be, you know, just a slash in a diagonal line, I was actually stitching that color in the wrong spot because the colors had bled. Like, it just didn't print good. I put it right in the trash. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna mess with that. So this one is considered Joy Sunday also, or sorry, this one is Joy Sunday also. It's called The Elephant Mother and Son. Bring it in so you can see. This one is on 14 count. This is a stamped project also. Very cute. It is block color stitching. The pattern is clear on this, and I got this one from Amazon also. I think I paid like $6 for it. Not much, but it is cute. It's going to be 6 inches wide by 14 long. And I'm an old school stitcher for sure, through and through. So I'm used to my canvas being blank. I put the color in on white or, you know, ivory colored Ada, what have you. This one is what, this makes it so hard to stitch. So if you're going by color, everything orange is going to be one color. So if you're not looking at the picture as a whole, if you just stitch the color over the orange and everywhere, just follow that, then you're fine. Me, on the other hand, I want to see the picture, and it's like I just see all these wild colors, and it creates a little bit of an issue. It is a very very much a distraction to an ADHD brain, for sure. But I tried. It was like, I'm just going to focus on this little color in this one little section. So I do little bits at a time to try to get, now of course you can't really see what I've done, right? So you have to turn it over to see that I've actually done some. But I was testing different colors over different areas to see if it was how to, I guess, to see if I could get my brain to wrap around it, really. But it's hard. It's very hard. It's challenging. It's challenging to have ADHD brain, because I expect it to be white and I put the color in, and then eventually the picture will, come out at me. The picture is there, and it's like the colors are not the colors that are actually supposed to be. So trying to take a lighter color and stitch over, say for instance, like all of that orange, let's see, the orange in this, I think is gray, is like a light gray or something. And it's like, it's orange though. You want me to stitch a light gray over orange. So then when you do, well, try this a different way. So the white, if you see, there's like a pink hue. So where all of this light pink is, I have to stitch white over this light pink. Well, I see that light pink peeking through, and then it makes me think, did I stitch that the wrong color? When I didn't. So it causes a lot of mental disruption when I have to when I have to stitch a different color over a bright color, and then it's yeah. So that is Joy Sunday, but that one I will say is the pattern on that one is extremely clear. It is nothing like the first one that I had that I put in the trash, because the pattern, I don't know when that first one was printed, if it was almost like it had too much ink or something, and when it hit the material it just like bled. But all the colors looked like they were murky, and they were just like almost like watercolor. Like, where does the one color stop and the next color start? Because everything, so I'm wondering if it might have been like the ink might have been too thin when it was, too thin, and it just kind of bled out across as it was being printed, or if it got wet like somewhere before I got it and it smudged all of it. I don't know, but it was a bad print. It was bad. But because that was the first one I'd ever had, I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking at, I guess. So, but now I know. And that one is printed very clear, but I try not to buy printed because it does mess with me. So this next one is Joy Sunday also. This is one, it was counted cross stitch. So this is a blank canvas, and I'm putting the color on here. I absolutely love this one, and this picture doesn't really do it justice, but as I'm stitching it, it is coming to life. This is called the Blossomed Lily. It's going to be approximately an 8 by 8, 8 inch by 8 inch. And this is another block stitching. It's easy. And I got it from Amazon also. This one is, I'm going to bring this in so you can see it. Well, it looks better on camera than I expected it to, for sure. Because when you're holding the paper in your hand a distance back, it looks pixelated, but it doesn't look so pixelated in the camera right now. It's called the Blossomed Lily. It's beautiful. I love this one. So I saw this and I was like, oh, I gotta have it. That is my favorite flower. I love a stargazer lily. This is my favorite flower. Stink to high heaven, but absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to show you this one. This is my Stargazer lily. Is that not absolutely beautiful? This one is still on the hoop, but this is the whole image, so I didn't take it out of the material. Let me see if I can put this up here, like so. And then look at the picture. The picture kind of, well, in this particular, it doesn't really look, but you can see it's absolutely, it is spot on. Spot on. The picture looks more pixelated. You can see. And then look at that. Beautiful. Isn't that awesome? I love I love this one. He is so great. And to think it came from Joy Sunday. So I like Joy Sunday. But I don't know about the printed. I think it's one of those things I might just have to work on to see if I can get my head wrapped around it. But this one definitely, this one is definitely a beautiful piece, and I think I paid, what, $4, $5 for that, I think. That, fantastic, fantastic, man. Oh, I love that one. Okay, so moving on, this is my last piece that I have to show for you, and I'm sorry guys that if this is super long and I'm adding more into it than I should, but some things you're okay with and some things you're not, and it is what it is. Okay, so this last one, I have mixed feelings about this one. So Leonid Abramov, I hope I didn't butcher that man's name. He is he's an artist. He died a couple years ago. I want to say about 6 years ago. He was like 65 years old. I love his artwork. I have 2 pieces of his. I got one from the Hade website, and I have one from the Artisy website. This one has a little bit of story to it. I was watching Flosstuber, and they said, you know, Ally Express, or is it Ally Express? Ally Express, I believe. And they were like, go check this out. You can get full sets of CXC thread. I'm not crazy about CXC, to each its own. I'm a DMC girl, but, you know, whatever. But you can get like all these tools, and you can get, you know, the stork scissors, and you can get them, you know, you can get all these things, these accessories, cross stitch stuff, and, you know, what have you. And so I was like, I'm gonna check that out. I did. And I was like, oh my God, I love this piece, right? So I bought it. And they were like, hey, if you buy it now, because I was a new customer, they were like, we'll give it to you for, you know, just the cost of shipping, I think, which was really cheap from where it was coming from. So I was like, okay. Let me see. So I get this, I order it. I'm like, okay, I order it. This piece shows up. Let me see if I can, you see this image? It's beautiful. It has a whole bunch of colors in it. Beautiful piece, right? Have you guys ever seen this type of paper before? Look, it crinkles. Have you ever seen paper like this before? It's got like, it's plastic. It's like a plastic. Like, is this a photo paper or something? I think it's a photo paper. I have never had a piece come like this. This is the pattern. This is what it's printed on. I was like, what is that? What is that? I'm like, okay. Take it for what it is. Like, I don't know. Maybe this was the only paper they had in their office and they printed it, right? I guess. I don't know. So, I'm like, okay, so I don't know about all that. I wasn't crazy about the paper. Then, there was no cover page. Like, when you go online, you see the picture, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, you know? When you get it, there's no cover page. Okay, well, I don't like that. Because when I'm stitching something, and I'm like, what is that? I will go back and go, oh, okay, so I see what that is. Because I'm looking at the cover page. This one doesn't have a cover page. So I don't like that either. And it, you know, it was a kit. It came with like scissors, and it come with thimbles, and it come with needles, and it come with the floss, all this stuff. But that paper is weird, right? And it came stamped. And I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy about stamped, but I'll try it, right? So this is the piece. I mean, it's a pretty good sized piece. You can't really make out what that is, but you can't really make out what it is, though. But this is the bench. This is the bench. But anyway, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, the colors are clear. Everything's good on it, right? So I tried a little color here to see if it was actually going to come out right. And then I tried a little bit of color here. I was like, okay, so maybe this is a better one than it was. And you can see I started stitching right through here, right? Okay. Well, a little while later, I don't want to say maybe a week, or maybe in the course of a week, looking at Flosstube. And one woman that I was watching was like, check out Artisy for Leonid Afromov pieces. So I went to Artisy, and Artisy has that piece. And I was like, wait a minute. So I went back and pulled this piece. And I was like, oh, you dirty rotten dog. So now I have this piece. This piece that I purchased came from across the pond, right? And it was hot off of a legit artist. So I'm like, do I stitch it? Do I not? And then I chose not to. So I have this piece, and I'm not going to stitch it. I'm not going to stitch it. No, I'm just right. Yeah, hold on just a second. Sorry guys, hold on just a second. Sorry about that, my daughter. Anyway, so this piece is disappointing in my book, and I don't like the idea of somebody being ripped off. I'm not okay with that. That is not okay. That's never okay. And so I have it. I have everything that came with the kit. I look at it and I'm like, I love that piece. I'm upset that that's the piece that it happened to. And because of that, I went through and purchased, you know, after looking at his, because I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who Leonid Afremov was until I saw that piece, until it was linked to this other person. And they were like, oh, if you like that, you ought to go check out Artisy. So I went, and then when I was in Artisy, I bought a chart from them that belonged to him. And the colors, like in this particular one, there's like 30 colors. In Artisy and Hade, there's normally more like 80 and 90 colors, if not more than that. And so, of course, you know, the one that comes from them is going to have more detail, it's going to have more colors, and it's going to come out better. This one, it probably, you know how the picture will look great, but it might, you spend all this time and it may not turn out as good as you expected it to. So I'm kind of leery about that too. But because this exact image, so it is, this image is actually called Loneliness of Autumn by Leonid Afremov, and that breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart. All the technology, all these people that are, you know, artsy-fartsy, they have the ability to draw, and the only thing that you can come up with is steal something from someone else, and I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. So this piece is a thorn in my side, because where did you get it? That was dirty rotten. But anyway, so we're moving on. That was my last piece. I thought about just taking my shears to it and just whoosh, 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 cutting it up, throwing it away. Yeah, they got my money on it, but they don't have dignity. They're not legit, and I won't purchase anything else from them. No. I mean, you put yourself in their shoes, and somebody hijacks your stuff. That means you're not getting credit. You're not getting the monetary payment off of it that you should be. It's yours, but somebody else hijacked it and they're getting the money off of it. So it's like fan art, where they take it and they change things, trying to get around the legality of it all. And so therefore you can't say that you've taken something, you've stolen something, you know, that kind of thing. And it's not fair, it's not right. If it's not yours, it's not there for the taking. That's the way I was raised. Is it yours? No. Does it have your name on it? No. Does it belong to you? No. Then it's not yours for the taking. It's real simple. Real simple. So when you spin the tables and you see these people, now, again, like Leonid Afremov, he, like I mentioned, he died like 6 years ago. But the royalties are still going to his family for his pieces. This was hijacked, and his family's not getting the royalties off of it. So I'm not okay with that. Absolutely not okay with it. That just, you know, that's like somebody stealing something of yours. I don't like it. You're upset with that person for doing that, you know? Anyway, so I'm not going to lecture you. I'm just, you know, I'm just talking about it. But it is disrespectful. It's disheartening that, you know, people do this, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, guys, that is all for me. I hope I didn't get too far out in the weeds for you. Um, but anyway, so that was my, that consists of all of my unfinished whips. Um, again, like I said, I hope I didn't get too long-winded for you. But certain things I feel passionate about, and I was raised a specific way, and you know, I don't like a liar and I don't like a thief. That's bottom line. That's bottom line. You have no morals, no values, no integrity, no dignity when you're doing that kind of stuff. So, on that particular piece. But people do it everywhere, and they turn a blind eye to it all the time. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, so I hope this didn't set you back too far today. Hopefully the content was good. I am going to wrap this up. Just remember to be nice, be kind, and tell somebody hello, because you never know what they're going through. It might just brighten their day. Bye, guys. See you soon.